Well, we now live in a world where crooks can steal someone's life savings without ever meeting their victim or breaking into their home.
It's true. The consequences of identity theft can be devastating. 3 years ago, a convicted ID thief promised that he was going to help the good guys with his skills.
Fox 5 I-Team reporter Randy Travis returns with who he really decided to help. Randy?
Spoiler alert, Russ and Sine, he helped himself. But there's still something Justin Walker can teach all of us, even if he still doesn't get it himself.
I'm sorry.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm really sorry.
You'd be really sorry, too, if you were sitting in the Gwinnett County Jail talking to the Fox 5 I-Team, awaiting a sentence for stealing as much as $2 million by pretending to be various homeowners in Duluth and across the country. A 24-year-old unemployed man who used all that money to take expensive trips, collect luxury cars, go on daily shopping sprees. Justin Walker even bought himself an Atlanta Police Department uniform.
I always wanted to be a police officer.
What were you planning to do with it?
What, the uniform? I just liked how it felt.
But he insisted to us then he now had regrets.
I wish I would have never done it, and I wish that I could change what's happened. But now all I can do is try to make sure it never happens again to anybody else.
That wish came more than 3 years ago. Walker hoping this interview with the Fox 5 I-Team, where he laid out exactly how he stole all those identities, would encourage Gwinnett Superior Court Judge Warren Davis to go easy on him and give him probation. Davis still sentenced him to 15 years, with 3 to serve behind bars. By February 2015, Walker was a free man again. Was a free man.
We've got him tied to at least $220,000.
That police department Walker once dreamt of being part of arrested him in January. A suspicious Atlanta hotel manager spotted the ex-con using someone else's credit card. He pled guilty. APD detectives say they found $12,000 in gift cards in the room safe, and victim info spread everywhere.
We found laying on the bed and on the end tables documents, handwritten notes with names, social security numbers, addresses, just profiles. He told me that he wanted to change his life, turn his life around, but he was broke, couldn't earn any money, couldn't get a job, so he didn't have a choice.
Do you buy that explanation?
No, I think he enjoys it. It's a way of life for him.
A way of life. Okay, so how do all of us protect ourselves from someone living that way of life? Well, the first thing is to make sure the companies we're doing business with are paying attention to what Justin Walker is saying. He told us he would often start his crime by stealing the financial mail from homes he found attractive online. So if you can, make sure all your bills are paperless.
I would see the area that it's in, really, if it's got a golf course close by, and I know it's probably a good area.
He would research his victim's birthday and other personal info already online. Then he'd assume their identity and call certain merchants who use overseas customer service reps. Walker says when he would get the security answers wrong, they'd be more likely to share the right answer.
So you took advantage of them trying to be helpful to you?
Yeah.
More helpful than they should have been.
Way more helpful than they should have been.
So make sure your credit cards have extra security measures. Eventually, Walker would steal money from a bank account or add himself to someone's credit card and then wait near his victim's house for the new card to be delivered. But Walker and Atlanta police say he could not have pulled off his scheme if it wasn't for another company's effort to make life easier for its customers, Comcast.
Once he found out they were a Comcast customer, he would download the Comcast Xfinity app to his iPhone. And with that app, he was able to change the username and password on their email and have all their phone calls forwarded to him. Some of the banks would call to verify these transfers, and without him being able to forward the phone calls, some of this money would have never gotten transferred.
But a Comcast spokesman says there were no security breaches or hacks that took place, and the thefts happened via traditional means like mail theft or contacting their call center under an assumed name. Comcast says it has no plans to change its security protocol.
I was doing everything that I was supposed to do.
We saw an apologetic Justin Walker one more time back in Warren Davis's Gwinnett courtroom last month to see whether the judge would revoke his probation for that Atlanta arrest.
He's very personable, very friendly, and from what we found through the investigation, if he talks to you long enough, you start to like him.
I was determined when I came home to do everything that I was supposed to do. I was on the right track to do everything that I was supposed to do, and it just fell apart.
But Judge Davis did not buy the tears.
You like the hustle, it's what you're going to do. It's addictive as any drug.
He sent Walker back to prison for at least 3 more years with no early release.
Do you think he'll ever turn his life around?
I don't see any indicators that Justin's going to turn himself around. But hopefully we can get him some substantial time, enough that it hurts enough this time that maybe he'll think twice when he gets out.
Now, Atlanta police say they're preparing to bring more charges against Justin Walker. They've discovered a growing list of victims now in the Seattle, Washington area, so the charges could continue for him.
How does he end up with victims in Seattle? How would he reach these people?
Great question, Sine. We don't know that. He didn't really reveal all of his secrets to us. Atlanta police are hoping that they can get some answers from him. But here's the thing to really worry about. Atlanta police tell me that he has been teaching family members and friends how to do what he was doing. So he may have been caught, but there are others out there following in his footsteps right now.
Yeah. Well, the money is easy, but prison is not. So, see what happens. Randy, thanks.
Thanks, Randy.